Well, we've talked about Geno now. Let's talk about the replacement. Mr. Mono Boy himself, Sam Darnold, has been signed by the Seattle Seahawks. They're signing the previous Vikings quarterback to a 3-year, $100 million deal. Darnold is obviously 7 years younger than Geno. He had a great season last year with the Vikings before it kind of all crashed and burned. Did the Seahawks make the right move and get the right quarterback for their franchise?
I don't even know if Sam Darnold, if I could confidently say he's an upgrade over Geno Smith. Do you think he is? Because I know you're lower on Geno than I am. Do you think right now Sam Darnold's a better player than Geno? You do?
Yes.
Okay.
I think unequivocally. I think he is that much better.
Okay.
I think if Geno's a 5 on the scale, Darnold's at least a 7.5.
Okay.
Substantially better.
I'm not 100% sure I agree with that, but
confidence in longevity, getting you to a big game, about the same.
Okay. So that's
but just on the field talent, I think Darnold is better.
All right. One thing I do love is the age situation. Like you said, that's why I was saying last year, it's time for the Seahawks to start figuring out what they want to do post Geno, because that clock is ticking, obviously.
Well,
here we are. It seems like Seattle actually wanted to keep Geno. They were talking just a week ago saying, yeah, Geno's our guy. Geno obviously wanted more money, and I don't think Seattle was willing to do it. I think Seattle wanted to keep him around $30, $32 million.
We're going to take a quick time out just to make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Take a look down below. If you're not, just do it. It takes 5 seconds. I'm going to wait.
So he was at $25 million a year. I think they probably would have given him 30 or a little bit more than Mayfield maybe, but I don't think they wanted to go much higher than that, especially with his age. And he obviously wanted more, so they saw an opportunity, traded him. I don't think they made this trade unless they're confident they have an answer, so they felt good about Sam Darnold. I think this is the right move when you trade Geno, because there's not a great quarterback in this draft class, so you have to have someone under center. We know that. You have to have a quarterback in this league. Obviously, Sam Darnold is a reliable starting quarterback. Let me just kind of go on a tangent and break down what I like and dislike, and then you play off those thoughts. Sound good?
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I like it, the Seahawks offensive coordinator is Clint Kubiak, who was with the Saints. This is an offense that's tailor-made for Sam Darnold. This is the kind of offense he needs to play with. It's a progression-focused, go through your reads, deliver the ball on time, and then occasionally use your athleticism to make plays when necessary. But it's a very rhythm-based offense. They're going to run the football a ton. You've got Kenneth Walker, who's one of the best backs in the league when he stays healthy. I think you're going to see a lot of play action. A lot of run game, a lot of clock control and play action, boots, get Darnold in space that way. It's going to be the kind of offense that Darnold succeeded with the Vikings. That's why I like the move for the Seahawks. If you would have been putting Darnold in a Chiefs-style offense, I think that would have been a disaster, But putting him with Kubiak, who runs kind of that 49er scheme, I love it. I think that's a smart move. The one thing that gives me trepidation is I just ultimately think that Sam Darnold is a limited quarterback. I don't think he's a playoff superstar. The Seahawks needed reliable quarterback play. They wanted to get younger. They wanted to plan for the post-Geno era. All that is a good thing. All that's smart. But Geno's been running around for his life back there because of the offensive line. And we saw what happened to Sam Darnold in the playoff game when Minnesota's line couldn't hold up against the Rams. That could be something to watch. I don't know if this ends up better or worse than it was for Geno. I don't blame the Seahawks for going this route. I think he should integrate into the system, but I don't think he's a superstar, and I don't think it's going to drastically increase the Seahawks. If they were here with Geno, I think best case scenario, they go here with Sam Darnold. If anything, I think it stays about the same.
Yeah, so it's net neutral to you. It's
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, no sweat off anybody's back. I don't know that I completely agree, because I think that they are going to look at the inefficiencies on offense, especially on the line, and they have to address some of that this offseason, whether it be through, more free agency, more just offseason signing, the draft, whatever it is, they have to fix that. We all know that. So if they're able to do that, well, then I do think that you have an upgrade, because I do think Sam Darnold's an upgrade at quarterback. If you can protect him, which you did not do successfully with Geno Smith, then you have a recipe for a better season than you did with Geno. Obviously, we know the run game is solid, and we know that Sam Darnold doesn't have to question whether or not he's going to have a good running back. the question becomes is, am I going to have time to throw the football?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think that's something they're going to have to shore up because Geno kept a lot of plays alive that I don't think Sam Darnold could. Like, really, if you really watch Geno's tape, that's why I think I'm a little higher on him than you are, is just there's just so many plays that break down where first look, you're like, Geno didn't, what's he doing? And then you watch it and you're like, well, he didn't have much of a choice. He's running for his life. His first read wasn't there and the play breaks down. I don't know if Darnold, well, actually, I do know. Darnold won't be able to function well if that's the case. If they can't protect him, operate from the run game, keep Walker healthy. Charbonnet is a solid number 2. He's stepped up when he's had to step in there for Walker. So that should be good. It's a good fit for Darnold. I don't know if the Seahawks were like jovial about getting him, but I think when the Geno thing came down, they realized they weren't going to sign him.
It's the best option.
It's the best option. And I agree with them. If they were looking at, hey, do we want to sign Geno to $35 million or we want to sign Darnold? I would much rather go with Darnold just because of the age thing. I get a longer runway and more time to figure out the quarterback situation long term. Do you think the Seahawks, as of right now, would you consider them a playoff threat? Because, they were right on the cusp with Geno. Do you think this makes them a better team? You do.
Yeah, if asterisks, if they fix the offensive line, then yes, it's a better team because of Sam Darnold. Now, they got to get some help at wide receiver now because they also lost DK.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I completely whiffed on that. That is interesting.
They got JSN, but
they let Lockett go.
Yeah, Lockett. He's very old.
I know, but he was reliable for them.
He was. Yeah, who's some other available wide receivers? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't think there's really any left at this point.
Stephon Diggs,
Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams, Elijah Moore.
Yeah, so I'm glad you didn't know any of them.
Westbrook Ikahine.
Yeah, keep them going.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, okay.
Juju Smith-Schuster. But none of these guys are like, that's not going to fill the role.
There's nobody out there to fill the role of DK.
Right.
So let's just end that, right? And you just say JSN is now your number 1 because he can maintain that, I believe. But who are you going to get for your edge guy? Because JSN, I wouldn't take him out of the slot.
No, he has to play slot. He has to play slot. Yes.
He is a dynamic.
That's where the Seahawks fucked up originally. They didn't play him at slot that last year at Pete Carroll, and that's why he didn't do much.
He's one of the best slot players in the league.
If I was getting Sam Darnold, I would have prioritized keeping Metcalf. I don't know, maybe the relationship had run its course, but like getting Darnold and losing the weapons worries me.
Yeah, but could they afford it?
I don't know. I don't know.
That would be my question. Is like you're paying Sam Darnold $100 million. Could you afford DK at that point? I don't know.
I guess we'll see, but it's a new chapter in Seattle, that's for sure. And I do think they did the right thing given the way the situation broke down.
Fix the O-line, supplement the receivers. You got a better roster, Seattle. Congratulations.